Hi, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to cover 3-note per string and combined 2 and 3-note per string fingerings for pentatonic. The goal of this is not to have you memorize all these shapes. I think it's beneficial to try it, and if you find what you like, of course you can memorize it and create some licks from it. But more so, it's to help you visualize the whole neck as one shape, so that wherever you go on a note, I can picture 3 notes forward or 3 notes back, and wherever I go, I can do the same thing. So I can move freely around the neck without being limited to box shapes. So I'm not even seeing the box shapes as much as I'm just seeing the whole neck. And that's what these fingerings will help you with. So once you can do that, whether you actually play the fingerings or not, it doesn't really matter, honestly. They're just a tool, means to an ends. Okay, so let's jump into these. So there's only 3 possible ways to play a 3-note per string in your standard pentatonics. So all this will be in the key of C major or A minor. So if I'm playing starting on G, it's a whole step, so 2 frets, and then a minor third, so 3 frets. If I start on the D, it's the exact same shape. Now if I start on the A, it just reverses those. It does the minor third first, and I can reach with separate fingers, or I can slide, either way. And then it's a minor third and then whole step, and then E is the same thing. Minor third, and then whole step. Now if I was going to do that off the G one and I'm using separate fingers and not sliding, then I'd use my second finger and pinky. And the fingerings are written down on the sheet, which I'll show at the end, but also you can download for free on my Patreon page. You don't have to be a member. The link will be in the description. If you do want to become a member, it's only $1 a month though, so I'd greatly appreciate people doing so. Alright, so let's keep going. The last shape we haven't covered is off the C, and it's just 2 whole steps. So you can slide it or you can finger it. So as we move through here, if you're getting lost, just remember A and E, if you know the notes on the neck, are the minor third first and then the whole step. G and D are the whole step and then the minor third, and C is just the whole steps. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the G. So you have the G and D first, then I'm going to go into A minor. The whole thing's in A minor, potentially starting on the A and the E, and then off the C, and then it ends on the G. Okay, now I'm going to do from the A. So you have the minor third and then the whole step. The E, same thing. Then the C is next, so it's just the whole steps. G, D. And if you notice here where I'm up back on the A, I'm all the way up to my 22nd fret. And that's why I don't consider the 3-note per string to be very practical as a scale in itself. It's good to use pieces of it, but if I go anywhere above the 5th fret, I cannot play this full fingering. I'm going to run out of frets. So what I'll do when improvising using it most of the time is, again, the scale is more just to get you to visualize it. I'm actually going to play maybe just one position of the 3 notes, or I might play 2 positions, or I might do 3, but usually I won't do more than 3, and most of the time it's 1 or 2. So that's why we're going to get into the combined fingerings next of 2 and 3 notes per string, because that's a little bit closer to how at least I prefer to use it. Okay, so let's go and jump into these. So basically what I'm going to do, first, the one you probably already know is this basic one, where you're doing the shift of the 3 whole steps off the C, and you're doing it on the 5th string, 3rd string. You potentially could do it on the 1st string too if you want. That's your choice. Instead of doing the roots or shifts on the starting with on the 5th string, I'm going to start on the 6th string. So it'll be 6th, 4th, and 2nd string they'll be shifting on. Those will be the first ones I show. I'll show that off all 5 positions, and then I'll show how you don't need to keep it on either the 5th string or 6th string root, but you can just mix and match the shifts however you want. Because anytime you have a 3-note per string, you're going to shift forward or backwards 1 position. So if I add 1 in, I'm shifting 1 position, 2, I'll be shifting 2 positions, etc. So you can determine how many shifts you want within the scale that you're using. Okay, so this first one, I'm going to shift on G. And the nice thing about doing this is the fingering is going to be the exact same on the next octave for both strings. So I'm going to do the same shift and have the same two notes here. So you have three identical fingerings, except there I just did different. So right when I'm saying identical, I play outside of it. Okay, so, but that's the thing, is these fingerings don't matter. I mix these with my 7-note scales all the time, so sometimes I just naturally will start going to a 7-note scale or something like that. So anyways, now we'll do after A. So I'm going to shift, and then I'm just going to do the minor third on the E, and then the 3-note per string. Okay, now I'm going to do after C. Now this one will be the all whole steps. Is when you go down here, G to D, A and G to A will also be just a whole step. When I say all whole steps, it's you still have the same intervals in the scale, but your fingering is just doing whole steps on each string, and then the third is on the string change. Okay, so now I'm going to go and do a D. So it's a whole step, and then the minor third, and then your minor third underneath it. And then we'll do the E. I'll go and jump back to open position. So open. Okay, but now I want you to think about, it's like I was just talking about, that you can really do any combination you want. So those are just a starting point. So for example, this next one, which will be in the tab 2, I'm going to start with this fingering, then I'll do another one, then I'll do 2 notes per string, then I'll do 2 more. So basically I did 4 that were 3 note per string, and I'm not doing it on the same notes. So I've got a D there, a G, then I do have a G again there, but then a C. So you can pick, mix and match whatever you want. And then you can also take little pieces, and I go ahead and wrote this in the tab 2, where you don't play the whole scale, because of course usually you're not going to run through a whole scale when you're soloing. So you can take and then reverse directions and come back. And again, that's getting a little bit closer to actually improvising. Then you just have to add in bends, hammer-ons, other things to make it sound more interesting. But that's a good exercise. It's just move around the scale, and anytime you pause, maybe do a shift. And just keep it simple like this. And if you need to pause and think, okay, what's the shift? That's okay. That tells you what you need to work on. Maybe there's a position you don't feel as comfortable, and you need to stop and go, okay, that's what's going on here. So do a few of those, and then go back into moving through it. Okay, so let's go and take a look at the tab. So up top is the 3 note per string ones. Then the next couple lines you have the combined ones, starting with the shifts all on the same note. And the note that's listed, the G, is where the shifts are, where they start. And then when you get down to here, that's when you start mixing them together. And then there's that really common one too I added in just in case you didn't know it. And again, mixing them. And then down here I wrote a little bonus one, that one that's I did with 3 in a row, which I'll play one more time. It's basically shifting on the 3 note per string, but only on 3 strings. Okay, so if you like the video, please click like, leave a comment, subscribe, any of that stuff. I'm trying to build my channel, and all that helps the algorithm to give me more views, so I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.